What's your one big thing? Maybe you want to write that great novel. Perhaps you've always wanted to open a business. Maybe you want to travel the world. Yeah, that was mine. Though I'd worked in travel my entire life, I wanted to do it on my own terms, solo and without a plan, because that's where the best adventures can be found. In 2014, I did just that. I started a blog called Drop Me Anywhere. It was about travel with minimal planning, and in order to keep it honest, I invited the readers, who soon became known as my virtual travel buddies, to vote, and they'd choose a location. I'd leave within 2 weeks, sometimes within a day, and I'd find volunteer opportunities along the way. In January 1st, 2014, at exactly 12 midnight, with all my ducks in a row, I posted the first vote. It was after that Jimmy Buffett song, the one where he sings, "I gotta fly to Saint Somewhere." Logical question seemed to be, where is Saint Somewhere? I posted some options, St. Bart's, St. Thomas, St. Martin, among others. I also posted an other category, where the readers could write in a candidate that fit the theme of the location. In February 2014, I ended up in St. John's, Newfoundland, Canada, because apparently my virtual travel buddies had a sense of humor. It was 11 degrees when I arrived, Fahrenheit. Oh, don't worry, it got up to a balmy 29 degrees with sleet. After 3 more votes and 3 more locations traveled to, I went all in. I sold my car, furniture, clothes, rented out my house, and bought a one-way ticket to Berlin, where the readers had voted for me to drink Glühwein, a mulled wine served at German Christmas markets. Who am I to argue? Over the next year, I traveled around the world on the readers' votes without a plan. This led me to amazing adventures, including being locked in a dungeon, staying at a nudist RV resort, and talking about travel to the kids at the only school on Lord Howe Island, Australia, where all the kids go to school barefoot and learn to play the ukulele. I met incredible people along the way who taught me about their cultures as well as about myself. In Bali, I spent 3 hours with a master woodcarver who taught me about wood carving and philosophy. Each time I'd hit the chisel too hard with my mallet, he'd say, that was your emotions taking control. In Budapest, I ran into a man dressed in what looked like Russian Cossack clothes with a little girl in a princess dress. Well, where are we going so dressed up, I asked. Oh, we're going to a party to celebrate the Jewish holiday of Purim. After telling him my very Jewish last name, I found myself with 100 other people at a Purim party in a synagogue in the Jewish quarter of Budapest. Turns out the man I'd met was the rabbi. While it felt, I went through a variety of emotions listening to songs and prayers in this place where it was the former Jewish ghetto of the Holocaust, and yet the rabbi was commanded to get drunk. I'm sure God was very proud of that very inebriated rabbi that night. Where there had been so much sorrow, there was now joy. Still, tensions could be high in the country as I joined thousands of others in a protest march against Vladimir Putin coming to town. In Vietnam, after the readers voted for me to ride cable cars, I found myself in the marketplace with 6 teenagers. As we sat down for ice cream, I asked what they wanted to be when they grew up. The conversation soon turned to music, as one of the girls wanted to be a rap star. While they'd never heard of Eminem or Adele, they did know of Michael Jackson and Taylor Swift. Well, who's famous in Vietnam, I asked. As a well-rehearsed chorus, they replied as one, Ho Chi Minh. Wow, the heroes of their childhood were much different than the heroes of mine. Still, putting aside the chicken feet and fake Nike backpacks for sale, going to the marketplace with them felt much like going to the mall with American teenagers. Perhaps we're not really that different. The volunteer experiences were probably the most impressive on me. While some were very somber and sorrow, like tutoring Rohingya refugees in Malaysia, some were just plain fun. In Ireland, I volunteered on a film crew to promote Limerick Gay Pride Week. My volunteer co-workers were Celine, Sheila, and Madonna, 3 local drag queens. Finally, it was time to return home and to sell my house so that I could continue with my dreams. While I was passionate about my house in Gilbert, I decided I'd rather be passionate about my life. My life's passion is travel, and through traveling without a plan, I learned that I probably won't die. Few things are fatal. Thank you.